Okay, this is actually real here. So let's start from the beginning. What do you have to make a graph? Well, the first thing you need are some vertices. So, here you go. You got a vertex, you can clone them. They have X and Y coordinates. You can do a bunch of stuff with them. That's the main thing there. Every edge, right? Abstraction. The edge, each edge, has a vertex. Very cool. Just some stuff to make sure that when you're creating an edge, right, you don't create an edge between two vertices that have the same coordinates and other things like that. Some helpful little things to say, hey, do you have this vertex, right? And or yes, things like that. Anyway, cool. Graph normal. Here we go. It's got edges. It's got vertices. What do? You get your vertices. You get these. You add an edge. You add a vertex. You remove a vertex. All sorts of things. With little caveats, right? Make sure you're doing things clean. We talked about the chromatic polynomial. Chromatic polynomial is defined to be the chromatic polynomial of you take a graph. Take a graph. The chromatic polynomial is the chromatic polynomial with the edge removed minus polynomial with the edge collapsed is the polynomial of the graph. So when you do that, right, we need to find a way. Add edges, remove edges, collapse edges. It's all gotta happen. You go through, you collapse an edge, that means you're bringing them to the same place. So for instance, here, let's say, if I wanted to collapse this edge between these two guys, well, that would be easy. It would just sort of look like that. And the vertices would overlap. It gets more complicated when you got this. Because then when you collapse them, you have this edge here. So you need to make sure that this edge now goes to that guy. And especially, what if I do this? Oop. You'll see it, don't worry, you'll see how this happens. If I do this, and then I collapse that, well then this edge has to overlap with that edge, right? And so what I do is I go ahead and say, if you have an edge, this is ruined. This is ruined. So you're collapsing edge, you're doing all that stuff, right? You're moving all the edges over as, where are we here? Collapse edge, here we go. I'm moving all the vertices over. That's weird. Moving all the vertices over, removing that edge, clipping your connections, and making new connections with your new edge. So that's what the chromatic polynomial does with the recursion. Get the chromatic polynomial. Because the collapse edge is sort of hard to undo, what I've done is made copies of every graph. And so you take a new graph, you clone your graph, you take that graph, you remove its edge, you get the chromatic polynomial of that, right? Collapse an edge, get the chromatic polynomial of that. Chromatic polynomial is then subtracted. The recursion ends when you have no points. I can show that here. If I have n vertices, sticky fingers, right, somewhere I have an extra vertex. There it is. I added 4. It's q to the 4th, right? Number of ways of coloring them so that way vertices with the same edge don't, well, it's just q to the 4th because you have no same edge. That is it. How that works. You can create an edge, but that would require explanation of the GUI. Read the documentation to find out how that works. It's beautiful, it's sexy, it's awesome. That's my project. Look forward to presenting it when we can. There's all sorts of listeners and things happening. But yeah, I'm really happy. This is what I dreamed of. I mean, this is like it. This is exactly what I was thinking of in my head, and it's actualized, so that's cool. So hopefully I get to present it for the class, or instead maybe I need to make a better video with it unedited. With I don't know. Just tell me what to do. Obviously I'm just gonna keep building, make some cool. Obviously this layout isn't great. It'd be nice to get some subscripts here. I have a polynomial class that I can to simplify a polynomial to make it look nicer, give the user those options. Obviously you see the remove edge, that stuff is there, so create some buttons, right, allow you to maybe highlight things. Those are some options. Got plenty of time if the presentation is Tuesday. Did not see my name on the lists. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. Thank you, Sir Harris.